Everybody here? Who are we missing? Oh, Councilman Saunders. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Adequate notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 17, 2024. The notice was on that date posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, provided to the Westfield Leader in the Star Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the town of Westfield. Ms. Lawshe, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Brindle?
Here.
Council members Habgood?
Here.
Dardia?
Here.
Domagala?
Here.
Kiefer?
Here.
Saunders?
Here. He just said here.
Blink if you hear us, Todd.
Todd, say here again.
He's probably screaming. Yeah.
Doesn't want to wake the baby. He's not verified.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I thought I just heard him say here, but maybe that's. You text them.
Can you guys hear me?
There you go.
Here, sorry.
Armento?
Here.
Contract?
Here.
Healy?
Here.
Please rise for the invocation given by Councilman Dardia and remain standing for the salute to the flag.
In this moment of coming together, both here and remotely, let us reflect on the shared humanity that unites us all. Regardless of our individual beliefs, let us commit ourselves to justice, fairness, and the common good. May our deliberations be marked by empathy and our decisions guided by wisdom. Together, let us strive to create a community where all are valued and respected. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, no comments? All right. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for everybody who's joining us. As a reminder, oh, geez, my watch is speaking out loud. Public comment will be accepted in person only, but you can always stream live on YouTube and see the replay afterwards. We had an election last week, as most people know, and thanks to the great turnout, and we had a incredible turnout in Westfield, as did the state, which is always terrific to see. I want to congratulate once again Mayor-elect Jeremy Berman and newly elected Town Council members Reshma Edwar, Beckett Taraman, Jen Gilman, and Drew Pecker for their resounding election victory on Tuesday. I also want to thank the Republican slate, including our Councilman Mike Domagala, for putting themselves out there and running a good and strong and fair election. Contested elections are always great and healthy for democracy. There are years and years in this town when folks went without, we went seats that were uncontested. And I think when you have lively debate and dialogue, it always brings the best outcome. So thank you for those that voted, and thank you for all the candidates that stood up, and I think really makes our democracy and our community stronger. I have met with Mayor-elect Berman several times since his election, and then over the next 8 weeks, the municipal staff and I will work closely with the incoming administration to assure a smooth transition and position them all for success. I think our team is deeply proud of all we've accomplished over the last 8 years, and really so grateful to our residents for their vote of confidence in ensuring that Westfield's going to keep moving forward. Kind of bittersweet and a bit jealous about all the exciting things that are coming down the pike, of which I think everybody on this council has been a part of, including the transformation of Quimby Street, the Good Lube property, which is going to become a new park, as is the new Westfield Crossing Park, the improvements to Houlihan Sid Fay, and of course, One Westfield Place. So I think the 5 of us on this dais that are leaving are really excited about what is coming down the pike.
Paving the last road.
And paving the last roads, absolutely incredible. We did just announce yesterday that there's the 2026 call for volunteers to fill upcoming vacancies on various boards and commissions and committees is now open on our website. I hope everyone will consider submitting an application. Always the talent and eagerness of our residents is really one of our biggest assets and strengths, and what has contributed to so much of our past success. So please, the positions will be filled by the incoming Berman administration, and the deadline to apply is Friday, December 5th. I also want to thank everybody. I have to say, in times of, I think, when folks are down a little bit is when our community rises to the occasion, and we've seen it in particular over the last few weeks. I have gotten numerous questions and asked for suggestions on how people can help provide service to those experiencing disruption to their SNAP benefits. So I've been talking to the Westfield Food Pantry, as has our health department, and there's a countywide food drive, stock the shelves to assist those in place in need. Donation boxes are here in Town Hall, as well as inside the Union County Public Safety Building. There's full information on that at the county website. And again, the food pantry, which just opened a new location on North Avenue, right across from the Karma car dealership, they're accepting donations Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. And there's also donation boxes at the YMC entrance in Westfield PD. So thanks always, everybody, for their ongoing generosity and eagerness to help those in need. And very importantly, I think, Thursday is a big day. It's the last day of the street sign auction. And they're expecting a flurry of activity. Neighbors have been bidding against neighbors. We know everybody's waiting for the last day. So we've had more than 4,500 bids have been placed. I think we anticipate raising way more money than what we thought for the Public Arts Commission, which is fantastic. So 5 p.m. Thursday, get your bids in. I hope our site can sustain the traffic that's going to come through, but it's been great. Next Thursday. Okay. No, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. The 13th, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Oh, better get your bid in. It's tomorrow at 5 o'clock, November 13th, so yes. Another exciting opening is the Westfield Rink. It's now open for its 8th season with open skate sessions and learn to skate programs, as well as open hockey clinics, practices, and games. The town's partnership with rink owner Ken Anderson has proven to be a wonderful addition for winter recreation and the expansion of local hockey opportunities. So I do want to remind everybody, people have gotten to be pretty good about it over the years. For both public safety and neighborhood courtesy, all rink parking is in the lot across South Chestnut, next to the baseball building. Vehicle idling is not allowed. You're not allowed to drop people off in front of the rink. There's no parking, standing, stopping, drop off, or pick up anywhere along South Chestnut Street. People have been pretty cooperative over the years, but there's always new users, so I just remind them. And you can visit the Westfield Rink's website for full information. And then we have a pretty full agenda tonight. I'm going to ask each committee chair to provide some brief information on those items as we move through the meeting. So with that, let's get to work. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the Town Council executive meetings of August 12th and Town Council conference and regular meetings of October 28th?
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Dardia, second.
Second.
By Councilman Hapgood. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Now it's time for open discussion by citizens. Anyone may come up to the microphone and speak to the council on any subject on which we have jurisdiction. Please state your name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rinaldi, 150 Harrison Avenue. I just want to thank the outgoing mayor and her team for a wonderful 8 years, and the present town council for their, dedication also. And I'm looking forward to a new administration, and I hope everybody can cooperate with one another and move Westfield forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Jess. And you're not allowed to sit down with us acknowledging tomorrow is Jess's last day as a crossing guard, a Franklin School crossing guard. How many years has it been? 19 years. So a well-deserved retirement for Jess. So it's been a pleasure. See, I was at Franklin yesterday reading to kids, and I was once again crossed the street by Jess. So anyway, so grateful too. Anybody else? Hearing none or no further comments, I close this portion of the meeting and move to bills and claims. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move bills and claims in the amount of $813,691.84.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next is reports to standing committees, beginning with the Finance Policy Committee. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you again. I'll just give a little bit of overview of what we're going to be approving tonight before I get into proposing the resolutions for a vote. We have the following resolutions that we're voting on tonight. One, to authorize the Affordability Assistance Grant for an affordable, through our Affordable Housing Trust Fund. A resolution authorizing an award of contract for the design and preparation of the bid specifications so that we can replace the roof at the Public Works Building. That's already been funded through previous capital budget authorizations, but we need to get going on that work so that the actual roof repairs can happen next year. And then we have 3 resolutions to insert items of revenue for the following grants that we've received. The Greening Union County Grant toward 2026 tree plantings, the Kids Recreation Trust Fund, which is toward the upgrade of the Memorial Park tennis courts, including some, I understand, for pickleball, so that's exciting. And Drunk Driving Enforcement Fund, which monies will go toward drunk driving enforcement. And we'll also hear an ordinance on first reading tonight to approve new commuter parking rates. The proposed new rates are for the main lot, Lot 3. They're going up to $776 annually, up from $696 in the past, and $460 semi-annually, up from $420. With similar increases proposed for the Watterson Street lot. These rates were approved by our Finance Policy Committee, and it is the first time that we've increased these rates in 10 years. So we tried to not make it too much of an increase. It doesn't actually even reflect fully inflation over that period. So I hope that everyone is amenable to those new rates. So with that, I will move on to proposing the actual resolutions. There are 11, 10 of which I'd like to move as a package. The first is a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for dog licenses for October 2025. The second is a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund Recreation Department fees. The third is a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for Board of Adjustment escrow monies. The fourth, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for Planning Board escrow monies. The fifth, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw warrants for overpaid taxes. The sixth, a resolution authorizing an affordability assistance grant pursuant to the Town of Westfield's Affordability Assistance Program for a tenant of an affordable housing unit at 2312 Echo Lane, Unit 2312. The seventh, a resolution authorizing an award of contract for professional architectural services for the design and preparation of bid specifications for a replacement roof at the Public Works Building. Eighth, a resolution to approve insertion of special item of revenue in the municipal budget for the 2025 Greening Union County grants. 9, a resolution to approve insertion of special item of revenue in the municipal budget for the 2025 Kids Recreation Memorial Park tennis courts. And then the 10th is a resolution to approve insertion of special item of revenue in the municipal budget related to the monies received for drunk driving enforcement.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Maureen, I just want to make a comment. I'm recusing myself from number 3 from a relationship I have with the person that's on that list. I'll approve everything else. Opposed? This motion has carried. Councilman Hapgood,
I'd also like to move a resolution to make a budget transfer.
may I have a second? Second. Second by Councilman Armento. Who was that, Don McCullough? Any discussion?
I'll just note, Mayor, that this is, this happens frequently as we move from the end of the year into the point next year when we approve the new budget. Sometimes we just need to move monies from one place to another.
Please call the roll.
Council members Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Ramagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mayor Bindle.
Yes, this motion is carried.
I'd like to move General Ordinance Number 2025-20 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 13.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders, Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mayor Rendell.
Yes. I love how it says he's unverified up there. I keep-
Yeah. A little unnerving.
I haven't either. I'm like, oh. This motion is carried. Next, Public Safety Transportation Parking Committee, Councilman Dardia.
Thank you, Mayor. We are going to be voting on two resolutions authorizing award of contracts for the purchase of new vehicle computer systems and a new computer server, both for the Westfield Police Department and both planned for in the 2020-2025 capital budget. Number one, resolution authorizing an award of contract for the purchase of new vehicle computer systems for the Westfield Police Department. And two, resolution authorizing an award of contract for the purchase of a new computer server for the Westfield Police Department.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion has carried. Code Review and Town Property Committee, Councilman Contract.
Thank you, Mayor. So tonight, we're going to be voting on 4 ordinances on first reading. So I'll just quickly take you through all 4, and then we'll vote on each one. So the first one is an ordinance that prohibits the posting of signs with offensive language in public spaces. This amends our current ordinance that doesn't allow this except at the governing body's discretion. So we're removing that concept of this body allowing it, which makes us in compliance with federal and state law. So that's a good thing for us. The second is an ordinance establishing controls and regulations for the cutting of plastic that creates unhealthy plastic dust during construction. It's similar to regulations other towns have adopted in the state, and I think it just sends a clear message that we want healthy construction in town. The third is an ordinance establishing a requirement that bicycle parking be provided in new building construction or certain renovations. And this is consistent with recommendations in the town's bike and pedestrian plan, as well as our land use and circulation element of the master plan. Again, this supports the town's desire for more biking, less cars, healthier lifestyles. So I think this makes sense for our town. And last is an ordinance establishing a requirement for a zoning permit to be obtained prior to commencing work on your property. Again, consistent with other New Jersey municipalities. This really comes out of 2 things. One is there are a lot of projects in this town that are not governed by our building codes and don't require building permits. So they allow residents in their discretion to do things primarily in their backyard, like putting in new patios, putting in sheds, fences, outdoor fire pits, expanding driveways. That can actually create stormwater management issues where the water gets displaced and pushed to your neighbor. It also, unfortunately, some residents have put things in that actually are against the town code, but because the town doesn't actually have any oversight on these projects, residents have actually spent money to invest in their property and then had to unfortunately spend money to remove those investments. So by putting this process in place, we actually avoid that, we mitigate stormwater issues, and it just gives the town a little bit more control over what people are doing to make sure it's consistent with our current ordinances. Lastly, I would say this is a process that many towns around us have, so we're a little bit out of step with our neighbors. All right, so that's a quick overview. So we'll kind of go one at a time. The first is General Ordinance Number 2025-21, an ordinance to amend the code of the Town of Westfield to prohibit the posting of signs displaying advertisements or offensive language in public spaces.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Domagala. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mayor Rendell.
Yes, this motion is carried.
Okay, next is General Ordinance Number 2025-22 on first reading. An ordinance amending Chapter 8 Buildings and Chapter 35 Exterior Property Maintenance Code of the Town Code for the Town of Westfield to establish regulations for the control of plastic dust and contaminants.
May I have a second?
Second?
Second by Councilman Hapgood. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mayor Bendel.
Yes, this motion is carried.
Okay, next, I'd like to move general ordinance number 2025-23 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the land use ordinance of the town of Westfield requiring the provision of bicycle parking and establishing standards therefore.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Dardia. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mayor Bendel.
Yes, this motion is carried.
Todd, you can say yes when David says yes, because there's a delay.
That's right.
Or you could say no, obviously. Last, I'd like to move general ordinance number 2025-24 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the land use ordinance of the town of Westfield requiring the issuance of a zoning permit.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Domagala. Any discussion?
I'd like to say something.
Oh,
actually.
sure.
Yeah, I just want to explain my thinking on this because this is a really interesting ordinance for me, because I think if this had been presented to me like the first week I got on council, my initial reaction would be to vote no on it, because I think I would have reacted by saying, why do we need yet another layer of bureaucracy to tell homeowners or property owners what they can and cannot do with their property? But sitting here now, I'm voting yes because I've learned a lot being a councilman and listening to a lot of what residents have said and shown me. And the reason I'm voting yes is because people, residents, myself included, have done alterations to their property that can have negative effects to their neighbors. And we need to be more conscious of that. Stormwater runoff is like one of the biggest problems and complaints that I get in my ward. I've experienced it myself. I've lost 2 vehicles to flooding. Thankfully, they were used cars for my son, but still, it was not cool. And so we have to take a little bit more notice of what we're doing on our own property and as it affects others. I had a resident show me his backyard, and what happened was almost like the tragedy of the commons, where his neighbors built up their land and their property and their backyards legally, but to made impervious surfaces, and all the water came into his backyard, and it's a swampland, and it's really uninhabitable. And so we have to work a little bit more to prevent that sort of thing. Anyway, it's a long way of saying that this is a small intrusion on people. This is just a matter of, like David said, and I agreed with everything he said, is just finding out what you can and cannot do ahead of time before you do it. So for anyone who might later see what we voted on today and think, oh, come on, another thing they have to get like a permit from the town for, it's for everyone's benefit, really is. So that's my thinking, and hopefully everyone else thinks the same.
Dave, thanks for saying that. I think when we first started talking about this at the Code Committee, we talked about, listen, we're not interested in regulation, but we are interested in smart regulation. And this, to me, is smart, right? It's a very minor requirement that will actually save residents money, time, and sort of minimize the impact on your neighbors, because you don't really think about that. I think every single one of us has dealt with issues, you know, dealing with what people do in their backyards and the impact it has on those around you. You know, and I know that in Councilman Saunders in Ward 1, he's dealt with, unfortunately, people have put things in to their properties that have to get ripped out because they don't comply with town ordinance. And nobody wants to see a resident waste money.
I think one of the other concerns was that there'd be a significant delay, but we were assured that the process would be very speedy and expedited, so you know, residents are not going to have to wait a long time if they want to put a shed in to get approval.
Yeah, I think it's 10 days, Jim. Is that the requirement?
Okay, my comments are a little different. David Contract, who's been here for 8 years, is irrepressible. And when he wants to get something done, he wants it done. And there was some
tenacious.
reluctance. There was some reluctance
Persistent.
to go forward with this. Councilman Domagala, and as Councilman Kiefer already said, he had some hesitance about this. And it makes me
And so did Councilman Armento too. I was the only one.
interrupting me again.
I'm sorry.
You know, I try to say things that are profound, David. So when I was a young man, there was a a guy that ran for president who said that government's not the answer to your problems, government is the problem. And I never really was too comfortable with that because I grew up in this town where the government was pretty well run, almost all that time of my youth, Republicans. And there was another Nobel Prize winner I also like to cite who says, you can have too much government, you can also have too little. That's Paul Krugman. And this one, there is a balancing on this one, that you're adding another level of, before somebody does something with their own property, they have to come to the town under certain circumstances. But I think Councilman Kiefer has explained it the best, which is, and obviously this is why David Contract was pushing this from the start, which is that impervious water, when somebody overbuilds or overpaves, let's say, on their own property, and it has a residual effect on other people. But here's where I come down. So I had very mixed feelings. And by the way, in my entire more than a year of being back on the council, there's only been one vote that there was any opposition. One. It was 5-4, and that was, and Mike Domagala did vote against the One Westfield program. Make that clear. That issue's been decided, but that's the only time we've never been able to get consensus and unanimous in my year and a half, or year and a little more, let's say. But here's what weighs me in favor. This town administration, and I'm looking at each and every one of the employees that I work with and observe, this is just a phenomenal government situation here we have in Westfield. People need to appreciate that, and some people have said that. It was said earlier in the conference session, that we are blessed to have a town administrator who worked under a Republican mayor for 12 years, a Democratic mayor, and then now for 8 years with Mayor Brindle. And he just has a way of making things happen, and making things happen in an efficient way. And he's got a great leadership team. I might comment tonight, Don Salmon's not here, but Don Salmon has done a fantastic job in his role as the planner. So David, I don't know how I could go against you. So I'm going to go vote in favor of it.
Thank you.
All right.
When unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
So please call the roll. What's that? Did we already do, oh, I thought I was on discussion.
No, we didn't do
Oh,
it
yeah,
yet.
We did that after the discussion?
No, we haven't done it yet.
We haven't voted yet, have we?
We haven't voted yet.
That was
I
discussion.
thought that was the discussion.
Yeah,
That was all discussion.
Yeah.
I think it
Okay.
was, yeah.
Councilmember Tappan?
Yes.
Dardia?
Yes.
Domagala?
Yes.
Kiefer?
Yes.
Saunders? Yes. Armenta?
Yes.
Contract?
Yes.
Keeley?
Yes.
Mayor Brindle?
Yes, this motion is carried. Congrats, David.
Mayor, can I just want to thank you,
Yes.
Jim, for your comments. But Don Salmon's not here, but it is important. This ordinance had a lot of input, not just from the council committee members, but the staff. So Don Salmon, Frank Ruoso, Mike Bignell, our engineer, construction official, and planner, Don particularly. And again, thank you for your comments. We have an exceptional staff. And because of that, and Mike Armento's comments, we committed to the council that when this does get passed, the staff wanted this, because they're the ones on the front line dealing with these issues that come up on a phone call every day. So they wanted this as well, and they're eager to put it in and make it as easy as possible for residents and as quick as possible. So again, thank you for your support on that. Thanks.
And just one last comment, which is, I think this was a really good example of our committee and our council working well together, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this multiple times. We talked about it at a 7 p.m. legislative meeting, and it came back to the committee. So I just want to applaud everybody on the committee and the council for working this through with the staff and coming up with, I think, a really good ordinance, right? Lowered fees, quickened up timelines, but ultimately, I think will serve residents well.
And having open minds,
Yeah.
I'd say, which was great. Really, hats off. So, well said, David. Okay, next, Public Works Committee, Councilman Healy.
Mayor, I'm going to be moving 2 resolutions, and by the way, I'm going to I'm going to stick to the script that I've been given. David Contract did not skip to
Since
this.
when?
Because apparently, I've been out of line all these years, and I've now been given, you have to read this. So, I'm gonna move resolutions authorizing and participate in the Union County Deer Management Program. Once again, we've had 5 previous successful seasons. This does mean eliminating some deer, culling the herd, so to speak. And everybody knows we do have a herd of deer circling the community. God, you know, I can remember when I was raising my children and we were driving in rural Pennsylvania and we saw some deer. I said, oh my God, deer, they're actually there. And my kids were really excited about it, like, and it was amazing. Oh, I forgot. Okay, and this will include Brightwood Park and sections of Tamaqua Park along Lambert's Mill Road, and I'm also going to be moving a resolution authorizing emergency contract for sanitary sewer main on Kimball Avenue. So I go back and move the 2 resolutions, Union County Deer Management and purchase of sanitary sewer main repairs. Thank you.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion has carried. May I have a motion to adjourn? So moved. Moved by Councilman Contract, second? Second by Councilman Hapgood. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. This meeting is adjourned. Good night, everybody. And, yeah.